Rhodesia. Oh, yeah, yeah. Blood will run like water. Oh, yeah, yo. Prepare my brother.
Yeah, well, my real name, slave name, so to speak, is Anthony Emerald Philip. A lot of people call me Emerald because I more prefer to be called Emerald because it's very unusual. Anthony is a very common name, but it's my first name. So my name in full is Anthony Emerald Philip. My sobriquet is Brother Valentino, and that sobriquet was given to me by the mighty Lord Kitchener. But prior to that, the name that I started off singing Calypso with was the mighty Robin. But this guy, maybe he liked my name more than me, because his name at the time was the Young Sparrow. And we started to do this little Calypso stint in a place named the World of Astoria on Park Street. Park Street is where all the action used to be in times gone by. That was the action center. Everything used to be happening on Park Street. So this guy had a nightclub. And maybe on a weekend, like from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, he used to run this Calypso tent with the guys who didn't have the opportunity to sing in the big tents like the Kitchener tent or the Sparrow tent. There was always that little space for the Calypsonian who aspire in it. And as a matter of fact, when I started to sing in that tent, I was among some established Calypsonians too. Just that the two tents had no room to accommodate more than X amount of singers. So then the other singers had to find somewhere, you know, to explore their talent. So this guy with this nightclub used to run this tent. And I started in my early days in the early 60s as the mighty Robin. And at the end of the season, the guy who used to be the Young Sparrow, the song that he was singing, he recorded that song on the mighty Robin. Would you believe that? So at the end of the season, all he was planning to do is just to take my name at the end of it all because, you know, times gone by, the fellas and them who used to do the recordings, they used to wait until you finish your stint in the tent to pick out the good songs to record them. It's not like now, you're recording for the season, if you know what I mean. Most of the recordings used to be done after the season, when the scouts and them come around and they realize, well, who have a good song and whatnot. So this guy, he had the opportunity to record, and he did that recording under the name of the mighty Robin. So my first time in a Calypso tent, imagine somebody going with your name. And to add insult to injury, the song that I sung, a guy took it and recorded it to a guy named Young Creole, recorded my song. So you had to have you had to really have a love for this thing to really, you know, because going through an experience like that, it just, you know, like, hey boy, best you pack up with this thing and forget this thing because look what happened, you know. But I really love the art form to that extent where, you just, like you dust yourself off and you try again and you try again because that is what I really wanted to do, sing Calypso.
This the land where people don't care if Ash Wednesday fall on Good Friday. Man, they love to struggle in this happy, go-lucky way. It's Blockorama, Petorama, and just now is Masurama. So the foreigner come for carnival, and he telling himself after he had a ball.
Trinidad is nice, Trinidad is a paradise.
Mr. Foreigner, in La Trinity, the people have a carnival mentality.
Trinidad is nice, Trinidad is a paradise.
They are not serious, very few conscious, so I cannot agree with my own chorus.
I had a passion for Calypso. I loved it. That like it come from, it's part of me, you know. And then being an only child, you know, my mother's home, I had no brother or no sister around me at the time. You know. So Kaiso come like my brother and my sister listening to that music as a little child coming up in the home. And you know how children could be influenced by music. So it stuck with me, and then my mom and dad loved that music so much. And then I had a good friend by the name of the Mighty Conqueror. I used to go by Conky because his father had a gramophone too. And we used to listen to music. So in both homes, you know, we had the privilege to listen to Calypso music.
Since in the days of Attila, Kaiso showed its true color. I wonder if you people know the importance of Kaiso. As sure as Calypso is the culture of this land, the Calypsonian is the only true opposition.
I didn't come to Trinidad by no plane and thing. You know, they say Grenadian come down here by windjammer. Well, just that the boat had an engine, you know. But it was one of those big windjammers, you know. No sophisticated thing on the water like we run in Tobago now, and these things are happening now. So I mean, like it was a kind of experience. Remember in leaving Grenada, it had to be a carnival Sunday. You know. Boat reaching in the harbor down here about 5:30, 6 o'clock. By the time you clear immigration and I reach where I'm going, I see this big assembly in front of Long Circular Road, right at the entrance gate, and pan and thing assembling, and the man getting ready to go to the street. And after, my mom told me that was Juve morning. So I got a kind of a very cultural welcome there. And would you know, if I had the ability to play pan, I might be a pan man instead of a Calypsonian, you know. Because I really love steel band with a passion too. But playing pan is a very difficult thing. The pan I wanted to play. So I tell myself, well, look, forget the pan and stick to your Calypso.
As I cross Green Corner and I enter the border on the western frontier, I start to remember the first panorama. And as I pass the oval heading for St. James, yes, I started to reflect on some steel band names. This area was better known as steel band territory, because it really produced the best symphony. So with all due respect to Desperados, Renegades, All-Stars and the rest, Belly Manette and Shell invaders, you got to confess, Pan from the West was the best. Tony Williams and Panam Norsells used to put them to the test.
Yeah, because I got all my experience from that time as a little guy down in that area in the West area, among the steel bands that, you know, I was aware of and listened to, and, you know, I had a story to tell. And that was my way of putting back something in the West and documenting the West and paying homage to the pan men, and, you know, that was for the West. The first music that I was very conscious of is Calypso music. You know. My mom and my dad was Calypso lovers. I'm 70 years now, okay? So you can imagine my time when I was a little guy. You know, that is the music we used to hear. We never had all this certain other music here to distort us and to show us off our indigenous culture. The only music sometimes used to give the Kaiso a little problem, not a problem, but used to really enjoy it. I mean, like, give it some competition, was the merengue from down the main. You know, a lot of merengue used to come into Trinidad, and then we developed that love for merengue. Apart from the American ballads that we really used to play, like Sarah Vaughan and Billy Eckstine and these people. But our music at the time was Kaiso, you know, Kitchener, Christo, Beginner, Spitfire, Invader, Golden Tiger. You know, those are the guys that really set that foundation, you know. Kitchener is the one I really kind of took a liking to because he was very simple. In those days, Calypso was four lines chorus and 4 lines verse. Kitchener singing, trouble in a rima, trouble we go fight them, trouble in a rima, trouble we... And you know, simple lines that the smallest child could relate to and understand. So because of his simplicity in Kitchener's Calypso, I got attracted to that, to singing it. But then I realized that the man that I really had admired his cool style was a guy named Christo. And up to this day, I sort of emulate Christo's style. And everybody have a character too, you know. My character is of a very cool one, you know. And in so doing, I started to admire Christo's cool style, the stand and deliver kind of thing. And I love Christo's style. But when I saw Sparrow perform, that really convinced me that I really want to be a Calypsonian. First time I saw Sparrow on a stage, I say yes. You know, he put the icing on the cake. From ever since, the Calypsonian always had a message. Whatever. You know, the first airplane that came to land in Trinidad and Tobago, first airplane that landed in Trinidad, a Calypsonian document that. You understand the kind of information? And it's in the archives, you know, if you search up for that, you'll find that record. That's just to tell you the role of the Calypsonian since in that times, you know. A woman went in high-low and picked up a box of chicken chairs that time this thing now come out. And put it under she dress. It was a fact, you know. A Calypsonian sing about that, he had a document. The man who arrested the woman was Randolph Burroughs. And his time he was a constable. So we always used to play a very important role in the lives of the people, in the lives of the community, in the lives of the nation. And maybe sort of extended, it could be extended to the reach of the region.
They decide to sail the world because with the Arab trade, Europe couldn't make the grade. So Columbus and others, pirates and plunderers, stumbled into Caribbean waters. Well, that was horrors. They was looking for India and Asia. Accidentally they reached down here. The coming of Columbus was a blessing in disguise to all of us. Now we shouting Viva our independence. Our history prove it should. Out of evil come it good. Now we shouting Viva. 'Cause time has eluded man, and there is no more space on the land. So in this crowded situation, the world closing in on man. This 24 hours keeps staring man in his face. And I don't know the time and place. So much of congestion in this year at race. So man just going wrong in circles and ending up the same place.
When you're in an art form and you really get into the hang of things, you just look for a direction. At least, I don't know what other Calypsonians, but you just look for a direction. You just look for an area where what you say could be more effective and more contributing to the people that you're saying it to or the people that you're representing. And I like this wine and jam thing. I don't like too much suggestive calypso or too much smut. I like when I say something, the little child himself, you do understand and you could ask a question. Somebody who understands what I'm saying will say, hey, this is what the brother mean, and this is that, and this is this. But it has to be some form of education. The role of the Calypsonian really is to say what the community or what the public cannot say for themselves, That's his role. He has to represent them. If God give me a talent, a talent like this, I want to make sure that I put it into its true perspective and not only use it as to get money or to get fame and not really and truly doing what I'm really supposed to do, to educate, to inform, and to project the art form in a manner in which it could gain respect. Whether you have to attack the politicians because of the plight of the people, or whether you have to attack a situation because of the plight of the people. But remember, you as the Calypsonian, you represent the people. And a lot of us really and truly forget our role, as Calypsonians. They more look at the objective and not at the role, But I believe in the role. But some of the objective is just at the end of the day, you won this dollar. You're making a song so the judges go like you, and you will go to the savannah. So when you see writing, you don't want to write nothing to offend the judges, because they wouldn't pick you to go in the savannah.
In 1912 in New York City, they recorded the first calypso by Lovey's Orchestra, a band from Trinidad. The record could show this orchestra was led by George Bailey, the musician, not the mass man. The tune was entitled Mango Bell, so calypso recordings began. In 1914, 2 years later, Julian White Rose and one Jules Sims gave to calypso its first vocal recordings. In 1921, Railway Douglas opened the first calypso tent. And from then to now, I keep asking, where the hell the calypso went? Cause since in the early 20s, Sorghum sponsor Lion and Tiger. Our calypso music was attracted by a recording company they called Decca. It was recorded before all that jazz and so much other music. But somewhere along the way, calypso has lost its magic. Just when we feel the calypso would skyrocket all over the continent, it took a nosedive in the savannah and then back to the friggin' tent. In the early 30s, calypso reached Harlem's black community, pioneered by Sir Lancelot, the Duke of Iron and Houdini, Sam Manning, Bill Rogers, the Duke of Marlborough, not forgetting Gerald Clark and Lionel Belasco. Look how long the calypso was on the international scene, until a man named Molly Amsterdam brought it where the pasture was green. Rum and Coca-Cola, the Andrews sisters said it all. The tune sold 7 million copies, and Lord Invader, he had a ball. $150,000 he got for this calypso, and for composing the melody, Belasco, he got something also. Through Amsterdam and the Andrews sisters, calypso made the hit parade. But it's the same calypso catching his ass to make the grade. Cause every day now the people keep complaining. Calypso is dying slow. But it's all them Calypso judges and promoters that have it so.
Calypso should be all outside the, on an international level, I mean, like how it used to be in the days of Roman Coca-Cola and Harry Belafonte. I mean, sell 1 million copies. You understand what I'm saying? Calypso was out there already, It's Calypso he was singing, he wasn't singing nothing else but Calypso. That is what we're looking for again. I think that Calypso should be more, should be treated now. Take it to a different level now, man. Take it to a different level now. Market the thing good now, send out Calypsonians out there to represent your country who have that ability and let them know what Calypso is all about them. Like how the people with the reggae and thing market the music. Reggae all over the place. And reggae is an extra Calypso.
Calypso reaching Greenwich Village. Calypso reach all over Broadway. Calypso sold his first million albums through Harry Belafonte. Nat King Cole recorded Calypso Blues in 1948. Chuck Berry recorded Havana Moon. That Calypso was really great. Robert Mitchum, Rosemary Clooney, the Kingston Trio, Louis Farrakhan. All these people sang the Calypso, Lionel Richie and Bob Dylan. Calypso, it was acknowledged, had an influence on the Motown sound. Jamaicans could say, thanks to Calypso, reggae music is still around. Calypsonian told me a story about Bob, Peter and Bunny. Recording his Calypso where Sammy gone. They sang background vocals for him. Our first independence Calypso king, Lord Bryna, who they send loco, told me that Bob Marley and the Wailers pick up some vibes from we Calypso. After all these people and places, where the hell did Calypso go? End up in some cheating competition on some plastic Dimash show.
There's not the 5 rules, There's let Calypsonian judge. They have I don't know who really and truly, got that misunderstanding. Although I mentioned, it look as though the judges don't know the 5 rules of Calypso. The title of the song is Let Calypsonians Judge. Well, if you watch a professional football game, right? At tennis, cricket, whatever game to the heights of its professionalism, you'll always see people who took part in that before is always present to give their comments and give their 2 cents and be part of the whole thing. You never see a Calypsonian or 2 Calypsonians, experienced Calypsonians, who might even be in the competition again, sitting on the judges panel to tell them, hey, that song that fella's singing there, that melody sing already. Or look, you see this topic, or this, or to guide the judges, or to play a more active role as to pick up a score sheet too and sit down with the judges to give their opinion, because, I mean, I might be wrong, but I always feel that a Calypsonian have more knowledge than any Calypso judge as far as Calypso is concerned. I'm not talking about a Calypso singer, a man who does really and truly wait on somebody to bring a song for here, because we have a lot of them outside there. I'm talking about the guys and them who does write the lyrics, compose your melody, and you sing your song. You must have a more, you feel it, they say, who feels it knows it, And you never find that the Calypsonians and them was allowed that opportunity or given that privilege to have a say in running at their own affairs.
Wherever horse reach, jackass could reach. This might sound like a fancy speech. It may just take a longer time. And you know, time longer than twine. But for I to gain recognition in this biased calypso competition, like all them judges would have to go and let Calypsonians judge calypso.
Life is a Stage to date is 40 years old. I recorded that song in 1971, December month. December coming here, that song will be recorded 40 years. Take away 40 years from my life, you know. Sometimes, you know, I just have to ask my own self, I mean, like, what did really motivate you to write that song? Because I could see myself writing Life is a Stage now because of my developments, maturity and things. But that song really was an inspiration from the master himself. The only thing that I was very, very aware of was those lines from Shakespeare. Life is a stage and we are the actors. And that was enough food for thought for me. You know, that was the foundation of the whole thing. And I just explored those lines, you know, and deal with life on a stage as not just you imagine you're seeing people on a stage performing a role, but you know, you look at it as everyday life then, you know. The different characters you have to deal with when they come, you know, people with all different professions playing different roles in this life. And I tried to put the whole, how would I put it, boy? Put this whole, I mean, piece of food for thought together in a manner in which Shakespeare himself would admire it, you know, if he was around today.
Life is a stage, and we are the actors, and everybody have a part to play. Like a never-ending movie with all different characters, each one have a role to portray. Down to the scavengers and them baristas, all them doctors and lawyers and these ministers. So this honorable this and this honorable that, and this lady so and so is a part all them people playing. I want you to know. So don't blame the politician anytime you find you get bad administration. Oh no, that was meant to be. The fella is playing his role superbly. Now don't blame the judges for their injustice. Why blame the criminals, I say? It's a part they come out to play. Dedicated to these faithful departed, and who was here from since the struggle started. May their souls rest in peace, and may the struggle never cease. Let us pay our respect and homage to these past icons and pioneers who brought Calypso to where it is through blood, sweat, and tears. There could never be another Kitchener. There could never be another spoiler. No more will we see the roaring lion. He will never roar again in this land. Men like Pretender, Terror, Cypher, and the Lord Crystal. Who could replace them in Calypso? I don't know.
That is to pay homage to all these guys who made that valuable contributions, and still the ones who are wrong, like my brother Hebrigo and others Shadow and Stalin and whatnot. Because they can't get our next Brigo, you know. I mean, let me face that. Who could replace Brigo? Who could replace Blakey? Who could replace the Duke, Lord Shorty? I mean, come on, who could replace Kitchener? So that is what this song is all about, you know. I mean, like, that is why those that we have alive today, we have to cherish them. Because when they're gone, they have no replacements. The reason for I making a statement like that too, when you watch the situation today with the younger ones and the challenge that they have with the Calypso, they more prefer to do the lighter side of the things, which is to make cheap lyrics, some watered down music, just like I mean, me, you know, like they go to the beach and they jump on a stage and they perform, and it's an influence and a trend, you know, that is taking over the young people. So they're not really studying issues again, you know. The young people who dealing with the art form, they don't think about issues. We deal with events. We go in a party and we go in a jam and we go wine tonight and we go, them only meddle with events. Them men meddling with issues. So them just talking loud and saying nothing. And at the end of the day, when you reach to the maturity and you look back at what you did and what you was doing all the time, you realize you was just wasting time. Because you would come this time in your life when your mind wouldn't allow you to even go on a stage and say the things you used to say when you was younger, and do the things when you was younger, and get on in that manner, and dress in that way. But if you had continued from that age until you reach to the maturity, you know the development that would have been taking place within you and others around you, and the contribution that you would have made.
Brother, but your flying space is getting very narrow. Soon you won't be able to resist the arrow. Birds that fly high, none of them ever touch the sky. Birds that fly high, got to fly back down to die. So flap your wings and fly. You could never touch that sky. And don't care how high you fly, you got to fly back down to die. Birds that fly high, got to fly back down to die.
Well, what I would really like to say is I really would like to encourage the youngsters, you know what I mean? It might be a little kind of challenging to them, but you know, try and really keep this Calypso art form alive as far as you know, your performance and like the ones who are trying to get involved now, you know, I mean, like, make a good choice, you know. At the end of the day, you will see the better choice you made is Calypso. It's a more prestigious art form, and it opened doors where that kind of music could never open. As a Calypsonian, you know, the respect that this art form carry, the president will open his door for you. You know what I mean? The prime minister will open doors for you. It takes you in high places in where you're sure that jump and wine thing can't take you because people don't respect that. So what we're trying to do is to maintain, you know, the respect, and at least, you know, I mean, to try to keep Calypso at a level where it wouldn't, you know, take a nosedive and people have to say, oh God, boy, this is where Calypso reach. I would never really like to hear that, you know. This is where Calypso reach. So please, you know, let me try to avoid that. Calypso never did, because when you check the archives, the kind of works that them fellas don't leave there, we have music for a lifetime. But the practitioners of the art, it dwindling. be true practitioners. What we have now is more calypso singers. And then too, we're not getting the melody and the feel because it's not Calypsonians who compose in it. There's a difference between when a Calypsonian composes something and when a writer, fellow who does write calypso, write something and give somebody to sing in. Because when he write that, he have no soul, you know. He just have some ideas that he write in. So then he don't have no melody. So when you get the person that thing now, they're looking for a melody. And next thing you know, they pick up some watered down melody or some melody that somebody used already. And that's how you see the, what they call it now, sampling coming in. Because they start to take people melody now, because they don't have no melody of their own. But we write and compose and sing our melody, because we deal with the soul of the art form. What I would really like to say is I really would like to encourage the youngsters, you know what I mean? It might be a little kind of challenging to them, but you know, try and really keep this calypso art form alive as far as, you know, your performance and like the ones who are trying to get involved now, you know, I mean, like, make a good choice, you know. At the end of the day, you will see the better choice you made is calypso. It's a more prestigious art form, and it opened doors where that kind of music could never open. As a Calypsonian, you know, the respect that this art form carry, the president will open his door for you. You know what I mean? The prime minister will open doors for you. It takes you in high places in where you're sure that jump and wine thing can't take you because people don't respect that. So what we're trying to do is to maintain, you know, the respect and at least, you know, I mean, to try to keep calypso at a level where it wouldn't, you know, take a nosedive and people have to say, oh God, boy, this is where calypso reach. I would never really like to hear that, you know. This is where calypso reach. So please, you know, let me try to avoid that.
Talk that America supporting white South Africa, but if we have to walk voodoo, my people shouting Euro. So the drums and some of the witch doctors to deal with them weird characters. Hey, calling them zoo, oh yeah yeah, calling them chichi, oh yeah yo, shouting Ashanti, oh yeah yeah, calling what you see, oh yeah, South Africa and Rhodesia. Let go run like water. Oh, yeah, yo.
Child have a mind of its own, but on the way to school, you better keep that mind in tune. To learn, you must have a strong mind. With better education, you'll be a master sometime. You're the future of the nation. You are the best. In time, you will be a success. I say stop, stop. Stop the school violence. Pick up your books and learn. Stop the school violence. When you leave your home, stop the school violence. That sounds like a plan. Stop the school violence. Make yourself a man. Hey. children dying in school. It's not nice to see children losing their cool. Parents, the frowns have a big part to play. Peer pressure is on the way. Trust in the Lord, youth man, he'll guide you. Love your brother and love yourself too. Shooting and stabbing is not the way to do. Young boy, young girl, you don't know. Stop, 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 stop. Stop the school violence. Pick up your books and read. Stop the school violence. When you leave your home, stop the school violence. That sounds like a plan. Stop the school violence. Make yourself a man. Hey. 2011. God wants to help the young people. God wants to use the young people. The young and strong. Now is the time he'd like to see you around. Come on, he'll put your patience in shape. He'd also mold your character in place. Character is what you need to strong to keep your joy and peace around. I said stop, 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 stop. Stop the school violence. Pick up the books and read. Stop the school violence. When you leave your home, stop the school violence. That sounds like a plan. Stop the school violence. Make yourself a man, yeah. All right. Yeah. Hey, Godfrey. No son fighting in the school, so when the school bell ring, just go in the school and take what you have to learn. Yes, you can't be going so all the time. Okay, let's hear the hands. Clap for the church. Clap for the church. Come on. Stop the school violence. Hey, sing it loudly. Stop the school violence. Hey.
Well, this is how. Yeah. Your mother did the best she can to give you a good education. But you on a spiritual trod, instill within you the fear of God. Your father, he was never there. Since you was a baby, he walked away. Now when you should put some food in the pot, prison van taking you to court. How you just feel to see your sisters cry? How you just feel to hear your mother sigh? She running down bailers to get you free. Spending on you, she lost penny. How you just feel now that you in jail and the criminals and them want to ride your tail? Are you happy with prison meal? I want you to tell me how you just feel. How you just feel, yeah, bad boy. How you just feel. Hey, hey, hey. How you feel? When you see everything as race, causing civil unrest in the place, want to destabilize Trinbago like all you care if people blood flow. You have no regards for human rights, telling me how my hair have parasites. Well, that what I say is true. If I have that, I get it from you. How you just feel in this honorable place? How you just feel to get that teacup in your face, or to kick little children out of class for wearing a hijab or a ras? How you just feel when you ain't say nothing and you know eating little boys is sin? Or you just sit down there and grin and want to tell me about discipline? How you just feel? Hey, how you just feel? Hey, well, yeah. Mr. Divider, this one is for you. I want to know how you guys feel too. With all the wealth in this small country, yet so many live in poverty. It's like I hearing me nation cry. All wells overflow, but we pockets dry. To your conscience I appeal. Come down and tell we how you just feel.
How you just feel?
When you mash down for people shout.
How you just feel?
When you bounce on them like bachata, I know you go feel it right to your bone. If someone was to bulldoze you on,
How you just feel?
to be a Calypso judge, and the world see you pushing bias and grudge. Tell me it's them way say so. You shouldn't leave out Valentino. How you just feel? The judges, how you just feel? Hey, hey, yeah. Enough respect to all the ladies here this evening. You say how you I want no man, but you have a new companion. So you plug it in and you're gone. Fire start and the whole house burn. Girl, I hope now you understand that it ain't have no substitute for man. Just stick with the thing that is real. And you go tell me
How you just feel?
how you just feel. To live on flesh and
How
bone.
you just feel?
To deal with plastic alone. I mean for a time it go really pelt. But when plastic get hot, it bound to melt. To you men, I dedicate this verse. Cause I don't want to see all your roast. Me I want down their skin to peel. And then have to ask you
How you just feel?
how you just feel. Hey, how you just feel. Hey, well, yeah. How you feeling out there? Just so my little son start to cry. I put him on my lap and I ask him why. He said, Papa, I just get confused. Every time we sit down to watch the news, I see so many different races and a lot of funny faces. I tell him to have plenty more. He make all kind of people and put them in this world. All kind
of people.
Jaja make all
kind of people.
Jaja make all
kind of people in this world. All kind.
People were hungry.
All kind.
They were fighting for boundary.
All kind.
People were living on the pavement.
All kind.
People were wealthy.
All kind.
Big, strong and healthy.
All kind.
I wouldn't give a beggar a cent. Oh Lord, they have all kind of people. They have all kind of people. They have all kind of people in this world. Wicked people in high places, hiding behind smiling faces. People who are loving and kind. There are people who just want to mess with your mind. There are people with a lie on their oath. People with a make love with both. Them who leave their girl in bed to go and mark out them. There are people where just cuss and fight. And people where just fly like that in the night. People with love still coconut bake. There are people with just whole of people with snakes. There are people with just sell their own soul. People who are vicious and bold. That's a man if he have money. He say yes. Or your mother will give it.
We have all kind of people.
Yes,
We
we
have
have
all
all.
kind of people.
I said we have all
Kind of people in this world. All kind,
them in politics
all kind,
who like kicks and tricks.
all kind,
And who feel we have no sense.
all kind,
Who take we currency
all kind,
and they gone foreign country.
all kind.
Convert it to pounds, shillings and pence. Oh,
We have all kind of people.
we have all kind of people. We have all kind of people in this world. Now hear this one. There are people who go to church and pray. There are people who win all their house every day. People who protect and serve the nation. There are people who will life based on corruption. There are people who are rape little children. There are people who just haunt their best friend. I hear a woman get vexed and eat up she husband cause he ain't give she sense.
All kind of people.
Yes, it have all.
Kind of people.
I said it have all kind of people in this world.
All kind,
People were lazy.
all kind,
People were crazy.
all kind,
People were damn stubborn and hardened.
all kind,
Who play with sex toys.
all kind,
Who eat little boys.
all kind.
People who books and essay pardon. Oh Lord, it have
All kind of people.
yes, it have all kind.
People.
I know it have all the
Kind of people in this world.
Thank you. Thank you.
If I had to choose an era, what's to live my life all over? Bet your bottom dollar, going back in time, but when living was simple, people used to live like people, honorable and responsible. Huh. Them time when you have a friend is a real friend, yes. Them time when your children was my children. You're going out, you leave the door open, you neighbor, you shout, try for you. You're going in town to do what you have to do. Tell me, who ain't gonna like them? So when you see, real times, every day was fine times. Rain and sunshine, people was happy. Little money, you see we live free, and we give free. Them time when neighbors, out for neighbors, yeah, but soldiers, good time by them. Say, who ain't gonna like them? So when you say, every day was time, rain and sunshine. Let's go. Them Them time when the politician was often a humble poor man with a strong obsession for serving the nation. The school headmaster, he was another soldier. Pupil teacher was in order. Them time when the job was done, it was done. Yes. Them time everyone seeking perfection. A woman all she was while shopping downtown to sign up the cross and she start to hum. Go on back down and get it at the lost and found. Come on, who ain't gonna lie them? Good time. So when you say, every day was sunshine. Rain or sunshine. People was happy with little money. My yeah, we live free and we get free. Them time when neighbors look out for neighbors. We are good soldiers, good time by. Say, who ain't gonna lie them? Good time. So what you say? Every day was fine time. Rain or sunshine. Let's go. Buddy. Yeah, man. Them time right in the 60s, the 70s, the early 80s. Don't even mention the 50s. That one is chalk and cheese. The city was clean and healthy. Our streets were drug-free. The whole environment was very friendly. Them time when Calypso was Calypso, yes. Them time there was standards on the radio. Our cricket